So, something that makes me angry is bad food, right? I get it. There are complex cooking methods out there and things to do, and I think if I specifically think about Italian food, right? There's a lot of very simple recipes in the Italian culture, right? And some of those recipes, granted, are Americanized recipes. True Italians will tell you they don't even exist in Italy. But I don't know if you've ever gone to, a pizzeria, right? And you got a bad slice of pizza. I just feel like their heart wasn't in it, right? Or you get a sandwich and, a chicken cutlet parmesan should be the simplest thing to make, right? Sauce, the chicken cutlet has to be fried, and mozzarella. And, of course, bread is a whole other topic, right? Because there's good breads and there's bad breads. But I feel like it should never be a bad sandwich, but somehow it gets screwed up, right? Watery sauce, bad mozzarella, right? Chicken cutlet that's not quite a chicken cutlet.
Is this only in a professional environment? Like you expect if somebody's a cook, they should be able to, or if you go to somebody's house, because I can imagine messing up any of these things, but I wouldn't say I'm a chef like that. I should be cooking, that I'm doing it as a job.
No, for sure. Thought. I think in a professional sense, right?
Okay. I'm just wondering because
if you go to a restaurant, a pizzeria, like even if you go to a diner, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of diners they offer spaghetti right? For whatever reason.
Irish bars too. Irish bars always have spaghetti.
And, the thing is, you'll never eat the spaghetti, right? Because it's going to be bad, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, why is it bad? Like the diner doesn't have to make the sauce, right? There are actually certain jar sauces that are good right out of the jar. Yeah. And I'm not talking.
But I think they do still. They probably buy good sauce, but then they water it down to make it last 3 months.
The spaghetti is like
it's got to be a cost thing.
It's definitely a cost.
And they probably pre-cook all the spaghetti or something.
Oh, absolutely.
But a lot of restaurants pre-cook their spaghetti. It's just it's a matter of when it's ready to go. They refresh it in the water,
right?
And it still comes out proper, right? I mean, it's not like if you're a caterer and you're doing a pasta, that pasta has to be undercooked.
Because it'll cook a bit more
on the thing,
right.
like so those are like simple concepts, and so I'm not talking again. You want French cuisine, it's very, very there's a lot of techniques and a lot of things. Pastries are very complicated and baking in general.
You mentioned
I'm
pizza
saying,
though.
Man. Yeah, pizza.
Okay,
you're a big pizza guy.
I love pizza, and
you like the meat lovers slice?
No, I do not. I like just the plain pizza.
Meat lover slice.
No, I am not. Lies. He's on me again.
Oh, right, he doesn't. He doesn't eat.
Okay. I was.
You were getting confused. You're like, wait.
Well,
not meat. I should say meat. Yeah, chicken.
Just chicken.
Right, okay.
I guess chicken counts.
But for a slice of pizza, everybody makes it so different from somebody else. Like what kind of
And there's a lot of good ones.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Are you not liking the ones that you don't like, or are you just saying it's bad? Like I like the pizza that's the I guess you would call it the dough at the bottom. Is that the dough, right?
The dough,
base.
Yeah.
I like it very, very thin
and
with
crunchy?
the cheese. No, I don't. I don't like it. I guess I like it in between. I've never really thought about the crunch, but I like it oily. I do like a slice oily. Like
it's got to be a bit.
A
real New York pizza slice gotta have some oil.
And I like it thin. I like it when it's where the cheese is so light and it's just like kind of falling off if you don't give it a
hard. I think he's talking about when food just bad, like bad pasta. Is bad pasta. Not preference, but preferential. I don't think is what you mean.
But there could be.
But that's what I'm wondering.
Right?
Is it his
the sauce isn't tasty.
preference, or is he actually talking? It's actually bad. Like anyone will try it and it sucks.
Preferential. If he doesn't like deep dish, if he got a deep dish, he's not going to complain.
Okay,
that's not thin crust.
So we're clearing that.
Right, I believe.
Yeah.
Because I was just going to say, I wonder how much of this is would be captured by where you're going. Is the cooks or whoever might not be passionate about not just the spaghetti but their job. Like it's a job,
Oh boy.
Well, because if you go to a nice Italian restaurant, what?
No,
how's that bad?
I'm
saying if you go to a nice Italian,
pictured all the bad cooks being you for a minute.
Exactly.
Just doing their job to do it.
Yeah.
Kind of exactly.
You're right. I just think.
I mean, not that doesn't solve your issue. It's still bad food.
I imagine a diner is like that. Like it's just a cook working.
Yeah, it's just some.
Well,
cooks.
I feel like a diner. The reason why most of the food is bad is It's a huge menu. There's a million things they have to cook.
But it's
they're
not.
cooking
I
a
love
million
diner
things at the
food.
same
No,
time.
but it's not
But
like
to
you
his
go.
point,
You
he's
go
saying
to the
just
diner.
Italian food they
You
mess
go to the
up.
diner,
Right.
you could get the best burger in the
Yeah,
world.
true.
Right.
But
Yeah.
if they bring you out spaghetti, it's going to be this sloppy mess
The
of
worst.
like watered down.
You're
sauce,
right about they make a lot of different things, but to his point, like one of those things that they should be like burgers. Diners make pretty reliably, right? Because
Right.
they're easy. Grilled
They're easy.
Breakfast stuff.
Yeah.
Spaghetti is something that is pretty easy to make. Like
It
you
is.
just boil it and then you put the sauce on it from the
I mean,
jar.
I make pretty
and
decent
then-
pasta at home. I think.
Right.
I've never complained. So
Yeah. I mean, no, that's a reasonable thing. I don't get Italian food from non-Italian places.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't even.
Because,
I understand. I assume it's
going to
bad.
be bad.
Yeah.
You assume it's.
I
Gonna
assume
be
it's
bad.
going to be bad. It probably is. I'm not saying that it is probably secretly good.
Right.
I'm just. I mean, in my life, I don't.
And I'm not even.
I couldn't say,
Listen, I'm
Yeah.
not
you
know,
saying,
that- 'cause I would never do
and
it.
And I'm not saying I'm trying to set the bar so high, right?
Right. It's just a reasonable
that
thing
it
to be able
has
to cook.
be perfect. Like there are restaurants you go to clearly, they put love into their sauce, man,
right.
or whatever. And I think,
And that reflects it in the price.
it's which is fine.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm just saying,
But sauce costs the same.
Yeah.
Right,
No
right,
matter
right.
who's making it.
Right.
You can get more expensive tomatoes, I guess, or whatever. But with sauce specifically, in the Italian culture, you got to cook that sauce a long time, right? If you cook it for an hour, it's going to taste like it came out of a can, right? And it's,
Yeah.
So, I mean, that alone,
if
that'll
you
stop
water
it
it down
at
to
diners.
extend it, it's going to make it taste terrible, and if
Yeah.
you decide not to add enough salt to it or whatever the case may be. So I just think, like it's just no reason for it, right? Like to have.
there
bad
shouldn't be.
food.
No,
just
I-
think-
shouldn't be a reason to have any kind of bad food. Absolutely not.
Right. I mean, and
No.
there's other,
Especially if
I'm
you're
sure
going
there's
out and
other
paying
ones.
for it. Like if you're paying for it.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, if I go to somebody's house and they're not great at cooking and they mess it up, well,
What are you gonna
that's
do,
not their
right?
job,
Right. Have you ever returned anything for money?
Probably not.
No.
Just because I wouldn't do it.
Really?
Yeah.
So you'll eat it, or you won't even eat it.
I probably wouldn't eat it, but it would have to be pretty bad for me not to eat it, but I would never go back to that place again.
Right.
Right?
You
if
know-
if I got something bad.
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, funny. I have sort of an issue with food generally, or,
So
or
do I.
restaurants. Well, no, yours is like actually with food. I love
Yeah.
food, but mine's almost sort of thematically the opposite. Where it seems like you don't like how it's such a simple thing that can't be made properly. You're like, it's just sauce and pasta.
Right.
Mine is sort of the opposite, where I don't like places that overcomplicate their food, and it ends up either not tasting good or tasting like muddled.
Right.
Like I have an issue, and not all of them. Some of them are good, but like there's a big trend I think towards fusion places. It's always two cuisines meeting, which is nice, and I feel like a lot of times it's sort of a lot of them come from a place of this person is these two cultures,
Right.
The cook, the chef, the owner, whatever, and they want to bring these two parts of their life together. That's very nice, you know.
Right.
And sometimes it works, but I think a lot of times it doesn't. It's adding, at least in my experience, like Thai gets mixed in with a lot of things. And I don't think that's an easy, it's like a peanutty a lot of times, or like fruity,
Right.
or not fruity is the wrong word, but sort of sweet.
Tropical?
Tropical is like the two flavor profiles or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't think that mixes with a lot of things.
Yeah. No.
Personally, I like Thai food separately.
Right.
And that's just an example of a common
The
mixer.
food's not bad.
No, some of them are
I
bad.
think it becomes.
But-
I think at times it can become bad. I'm like, I like
Yeah.
these two things.
Like you
But
eating
they're
it.
overcomplicating it.
Together, they
Yeah.
They don't mix
Because there was a
well.
guy I used to work with. He told me there was it was a Jewish Chinese restaurant.
What?
That's
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah, and he used to explain
Never
to
heard
me
of
all the
that one.
foods.
Please tell me one thing on that
and
menu.
If I knew 25 years ago that I was going to be doing this podcast, I would have paid more attention to it.
That's
A dumpling and matzah.
But yeah, it was somewhere in Brooklyn, and he used to explain to me like the egg rolls had certain things in them that were like
That's
kind of
wild.
Jewish
pretty cool.
related.
I mean, they're interesting. I like
They're
the idea of them,
interesting.
and like I said, I think a lot of them have a nice story.
Yeah.
But I think that, and
Listen.
I don't know about you guys. I've even had food where it's not that it's even bad, like this sort of complex mixed food, where it's not bad, but there's so much going on, it doesn't taste good. There's
I agree.
there's almost a blandness because there's so many flavors going on that I'm almost like I don't.
because I guess-
you put pineapple, like you can throw pineapple in anything, and you're gonna get
No.
that sort of sweetness of pineapple. No, not that you would.
Oh, thank
I
you.
mean that
Good.
like pineapple. I think is a huge.
gonna-
That's like
it's
put
gonna
on any
override
fusion thing.
everything.
There's gonna be pineapple
Yeah.
in it for
I,
some reason.
I love
wherever
pineapple.
it's
As
coming
a
from.
pineapple, it stops
Oh,
there.
100%.
Stops there.
I agree
Don't put
completely.
pineapple. And I'm.
You want it on your pizza?
Oh my God, Lee
not a
does it on
fan.
pizza. It's
But you
It's
can't eat it because
disgusting.
it always comes with ham. So you're
yeah,
anyway.
but it's disgusting. Why would you put
I
pineapple
don't
on
like
a
I
pizza?
don't like pineapple.
I don't think it mixes
It's-
with pizza. I don't
it's
think
weird.
but I love pineapple.
It's
And I think
disgusting.
on certain things it's not bad. Like I've had pineapple, like grilled pineapple on sort of like a fish taco thing. That's pretty good. You know, there's times when it works.
So there's
Yeah,
some
that
things
makes-
I think it's the
there's some things
effort.
that shouldn't go together.
There's
Right.
a lot of things.
But I don't hate on the effort of it.
I
'Cause
look
do
at
think
it-
it's
I
nice,
look
but
like
I think it's just a
fusion
way to
food.
be different
Yeah.
without actually making worrying about the food being good
But wait,
first.
before we on the topic of fusion, just want to come back a second. Like when you go to, so I always think of restaurants in a couple of different tiers, right?
Yeah.
You got your true fast foods, right? You
Yeah.
know, your McDonald's, your White Castle. Johnny's gonna have a White Castle with us one day
Never.
on air.
Places you usually don't eat inside of. In other
stuff like
words.
that.
You don't sit
Like
down.
fast
And,
dish.
and then you got your I don't know what- I don't-
Chipotle, Five Guys, Fast Dish.
High
fast dish.
end
I-
fast
I
food.
still-
Yeah,
I-
it's
that's
fast
still
I'd put
food.
those in fast
But
food.
the
Yeah.
next level I would say is like your I don't know, like the Olive Garden,
Chili's,
and,
Chains.
the
Okay.
Applebee's.
Chain
Cheesecake
restaurants.
Factory,
Yeah.
Chain restaurant.
Those
Yeah.
kind of
So like
chain
you are being
restaurants.
served, but it's
Right.
not like
right? And then you could go to the next tier, right? And that
Just
could
local
be, that could be
restaurants
the whole
maybe,
spectrum.
or whatever.
Local good restaurants,
actual
you know,
restaurants,
that,
yeah.
you like to go to, or whatever. In that mid tier, let's just use. I'll be thrown out of Italian society forever for this, but the Olive Garden, right? That people say it's
That's
bad
not
food.
Italian food.
It's not, right?
Well,
but it's a.
I mean,
like,
it is.
if you
it's
go
It's
there-
Italian American.
So-
They got
Everything.
good
Nothing's
breadsticks,
actually
though.
Italian.
But my question is, do you think it's bad, right? Or do you just think it's not Italian, right?
I
also
will
have to
I don't
specify
really
say
like the
Italian
food from
American
Olive
because like
Garden.
nothing we eat's
I
Italian.
don't really like the food from Olive Garden.
And that's fair.
I will say if you're looking for a good Italian
You're not gonna
dish,
go to
you're
Olive
not going
Garden.
out. It will definitely
Right.
it will definitely hit the spot if you're like, oh, I want a little bowl of pasta and maybe
Right.
the chicken palm, but you're not walking out there like,
breadsticks. The
oh yeah, the
breadsticks are
breadsticks
delicious.
I was
are
gonna say, I
the
feel
only
like if
good
you want
thing.
breadsticks,
Yeah,
then
but
you could go to
I would not if I'm like craving like, oh, I want a real good Italian
go to a small
meal.
Italian
I
place,
wouldn't
right.
go there.
So,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah,
so that's
absolutely.
so that's kind of not my complaint, right? That's bad food. I'm not because if you went to Outback, and
It's
you
not
got a steak,
authentic. That's what
right?
you're saying.
It's not a Peter Luger steak again,
Yeah.
right? People, I don't
You
like
should
the
expect.
Outback myself.
I like
personally,
Outback.
right? And but
My girlfriend
The
over here,
blooming
you say
onion-
that
the-
she's gonna freak out.
Why she loves
That's her
Outback?
favorite.
I won't say
Outback?
We went there for her birthday for like 4 years in a row, and I was like, we can go
Outback?
to like a nice
But like,
place.
okay.
Like, I was like,
Isn't there one?
Go to Outback.
we don't have to go to Outback.
You wanna
She's
go to,
no,
like, a
I
real
love- she's like,
steakhouse, like-
please, let's go to Outback.
Did you get the
All
blooming
right.
onion?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
okay, I got the
Texas
blooming onion.
Roadhouse, right? They got good
Good,
ribs,
good.
right? But living
What's
in the
a
South
Texas
for 4 years.
Roadhouse?
You never saw a Texas Roadhouse?
No.
It's just
Really?
like it's another
No.
It's another one of those
steakhouse,
mid-level
barbecue-ish,
places.
barbecue-ish
Barbecue place.
steakhouse.
Where are they
Big
located?
rib place. They're all over.
They're all over.
Yeah.
Really?
There's not a ton. New York doesn't have a ton of the chain
Okay.
restaurants. I don't
Johnny only
think like
travels
around.
Well, we
here.
have too many
Well,
restaurants.
Yeah, there's too many. There's
But-
local
Yeah.
restaurants, so we don't have the chains aren't as big here. I don't think. I mean, they're around, obviously.
Yeah.
So people would say that that's bad food, but that's not where I'm coming from because I'm not that critical of stuff.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, like, if you go to a restaurant, if you go to a pizzeria, people that specialize in a certain thing,
They should make good pizza.
it should be good,
They-
right?
well,
You should expect
Oh,
a
if they
certain
specialize
level.
in that thing, I thought you were saying even if they don't, it's a simple thing. Because you start with saying a diner,
Right.
right? Like they don't specialize in spaghetti, but you like spaghetti. I thought
Well,
you're saying spaghetti's easy enough. Make spaghetti well. You know,
Right.
you don't have to make a carbonara
Right.
for a family.
So easy. I guess the thing is, easy dishes shouldn't get messed up, right?
Right, that makes sense
If
to me.
it's being professionally,
Yeah.
served,
Or if
right?
your restaurant
they're
is
easy,
specifically
if they're
for
easy
that.
enough to do, you know
Okay.
what I'm
Shouldn't
saying?
get messed up by it.
I don't know. That's just my thing. And like I said, I'm not coming from a place where I'm a food snob. And like I said, if you're traveling and you got to hit the Olive Garden, don't expect you're going in and having an Italian experience,
Right.
right?
No.
I mean, I've eaten food in Italy.
Just
I
eat a
know what
lot
it
of
tastes like. It's like
Yeah.
I'm not expecting that when I go in the Olive Garden. What I am going to have is 2 or 3 glasses of wine when I'm at the Olive Garden because the wine's great.
The wine's great.
The
They
wine-
nail it.
Breadsticks.
They nail
Unlimited
the
breadsticks.
wine.
Not much
Unlimited.
they can do about
and
that.
the breadsticks and the salad is spot on. Man. It's
Nice.
always cold,
That's good. That's good.
I like a warm salad.
I don't know, but anyway, we could go into the fusion foods a little bit, I guess, if you want to talk about that.
I mean,
Mike,
Well,
Well, it was just my
Well, I wanna ask
thing
you this.
is
my problem with fusion food is when I have my dinner and there's a plate, unless I'm at some place like a football game and you're picking up everything, my plate is specifically a type of food for that night. So fusion to me is that it's like taking so many different meals and putting it in one, and they just don't belong sometimes. Like I don't know how you feel, but like if I had a chicken palm dinner, I wouldn't want mashed potatoes on the side.
No, of
It-
course
it's just weird. It
Wouldn't
doesn't work, right? So that's you just put
like basically that would be with the fusion
combine
thing.
them.
right, and that's what I'm
There's certain
saying.
thing, and like I said, sometimes it works. for
Sometimes
sure.
there is. There are a few that hit it,
But I think more often than not, in my experience, and it's just a
I
personal.
think
don't
the
like
fusion
them. It's
where
not-
fusion works to
can't say
me
they're
is
bad, but-
where they take two elements of different food and they create a new style of food. Like there's a lot of people that do that, right? But like as you said before, there's a bunch of people that are just taking a taco and throwing things that don't belong in the taco.
I think that's what it is. I think if it's a place that they really take time to like look at the flavors
Experiment.
and what they're adding
Right.
to each other, then a lot of times I think it
You
works.
can
Right.
just tell, yeah.
But when it's just like, okay, there's these two cuisines. This is a flavor from here. This is a flavor from here.
Yeah.
Mash one together.
Right.
You know, like tacos is the easiest. This is a Mexican
Everybody.
something fusion because it's so easy.
So
I mean, or
easy.
like the basic idea of a taco is just a flour tortilla or whatever, corn tortilla, and you put stuff in it.
Right.
Yeah.
So anything you put in it, you can say, oh, it's fusion because we added,
Right.
you know, these leaves from here and this from here, without it actually, you know, without any thought, I think of what it's going to taste like.
Right.
Sometime.
Yeah.
Like I
This
said.
is like, okay, I can say, I guess this is really a general food episode, not a, right? So,
You really were really mad about. We were just talking about.
no,
this.
I'm saying this is good.
He's like, let's get back to the bad
Yeah.
Italian food.
He wants
I
to
did,
go right
but I
back
don't
to
want to
it.
go back to the bad Italian food.
Really?
I first want to ask each person what their favorite food is. So let's go just regular.
Just favorite?
Like
We're not
kind
talking about a
nationality,
worst.
Like
right?
cuisine.
Is nationality the right way to say it? or
Cuisine.
Cuisine,
Cuisine.
I guess.
We want to be special.
I think that's
We
the
wanna
best
be
way to
fancy.
say it. Well,
Okay.
So let's go around. We'll start with Johnny. Johnny's favorite cuisine.
I think mine would be. I think it would be Mexican. Yeah.
Matt?
So I don't know if is it a cop out if I say like American. Like I like Americanized
burgers
food.
and
hot
hot
dogs,
dogs.
French
No,
fries,
that's
like
not
that.
a
Like I
cop
like
out.
Americanized
I think
food.
it's
Yeah.
fair.
That's not a cop out at all.
I feel bad saying it now because Johnny already said it, but I feel like I gotta go Mexican.
Well,
you
for
are
you,
definitely
it's definitely.
That's what I'm saying. I love Italian food
Love
and I put
burritos.
Chinese
And-
food
And
up
you
there.
love anything,
Chinese food,
You know,
too.
you're Taco Bell. All
I'm
the
Taco
way,
Bell
I'm
all
the
the way
same.
through.
I'm
I
the
can go
same.
to
All
whatever.
the way
Yeah.
to the fanciest Mexican.
I'm the
Mexican,
same.
Yeah, Mexican restaurant at a resort, nice. Like
A night-
fresh
a-
food and tilapia.
A night after drinking a little hangover, Taco Bell.
Taco Bell,
That's
100%.
100%.
Or even not. Just sometimes.
I would do
at
it
8
right now.
o'clock.
Well, I would do it right now if we had, you know,
might get on
I might top two.
Yeah, and I'm Italian food. I'm
Well,
Italian food.
no shit.
So, is there any place that you've ever been to, any Mexican place you've ever been to that was absolutely no good that you could think of? Or Mike or Matt? Anyone of you?
I have one. I guess I don't want to give its name. That feels
No, don't give
mean,
it.
'cause
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
Because
Just
I
answer
didn't
the
like.
question generically. 'cause
Yeah. Okay.
I have a
so it was a place.
too,
It was a
and I'm not
place
gonna mention the name.
down south when I was in school, and it was nice because they did a brunch, like thing. You know.
Mexican brunch.
Yeah. So you got breakfast tacos or whatever, or brunch
Mostly
tacos.
margaritas,
But the
though.
right. So we went to drink. You know, it was like a hangout.
Really?
Wasn't whatever. It was in college. I was 21.
Liar.
But the food was just so bad, and mostly, and I could never figure out why. Almost everything they served was like soggy, and I'm like, it's fresh. It shouldn't be in a bag. Like, you know, quesadilla would come out in the whole bottom,
Right.
and I'm like, how long was it sitting like
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, yeah.
It should be you're cooking it. You know, I couldn't figure out the tacos. All the inside edges would be soggy as if it was made an hour ago or 30 minutes ago and was left sitting. And I never understood because I'm like, I just sat down and ordered this. And so but the taste wasn't even really that, like I can't say the taste was that bad. And it was just annoying. It wasn't a fusion place. It was just Mexican. But it was all soggy.
But it's annoying, right?
It was
because
ruined-
Mexican food seems kind of easy to make, right?
Yeah.
It's
And
you
I
know,
even understand the sogginess of Mexican food, but it was too much.
it was too much.
Yeah.
Sometimes I understand.
Yeah.
By the end of the burrito, you're gonna have if they put sauce in it, it's gonna be a bit soggy. It's a flour
Right.
tortilla.
Yeah.
But it was like it came out. It was like wet to pick up. I'm like, this shouldn't be. It's a taco. I should be able to pick it up. Shouldn't be a fork and knife
And it's
situation.
kind of a little
Agreed.
annoying because I
It is-
have
no, it
a
is.
place
It
that
is.
a lot of people actually like, you know, and I just don't. You know, and I go there and I try and find something that's good. And every once in a while, I
This
get a
is
hit.
Italian.
It's
And
Italian.
you keep going back?
I do because a lot of people like
people
it,
like
so
it.
I have to kind of.
I know what he's talking about.
I'm kind of forced to go.
Are you
interested
asking
to
everybody
find
else
out
I
what
know
they
what
like?
you're
after the
talking
place.
about.
I'm
What?
interested.
Are you eating what everybody else likes?
No, because the stuff they like, I don't like.
But
Like,
maybe that's
I
all they
just
make
don't think it's
well.
prepared
You need to
well.
try that other stuff.
I do. I've tried many different. there
but
is-
to his point,
there is one or
whatever
two,
he's getting, they should be able to make.
That's true.
This is an Italian
That's
place
my
making
point.
Italian
That's
food that
true.
he's getting.
There's one or
Fair
two
enough.
things that I do have there that I do enjoy for sure.
Okay.
Right, and then like the other thing is consistency. Like I went there once and I got something and it was excellent, and I brought people back just for that one thing because I'm
Oh,
like, man,
no.
this was so good,
And it wasn't.
and it wasn't.
Wow.
The second and the third time I tried it again because again people like to go to this place.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's try this because the first time I had it, it was great. Let's see
You know
if they
what it is.
just missed once.
I didn't know.
You know what it is.
All right,
Oh.
we're not.
I'm not gonna say it.
We're not mentioning.
I'm just
any
gonna
names.
tell
Find
that-
out
no,
after.
Anyway, I
This
don't
is
know.
for the
I-
this is
I
for the
love
people.
that.
They're
Move
gonna
on to
be
Johnny.
everybody
But-
listening.
But the
What's he
point is,
talking
it's
about?
a
The people
place,
know you.
It's a place that should be making these
Yeah.
things. In fact, one of the things is supposed to be their specialty, and it just to me it's not good, and it's kind of frustrating. To me.
Yeah, that,
I get that being frustrating.
I would say back to your
big food
earlier
guy.
point, something that I don't like from is a lot of diners can't do fries right.
Fries.
they're
I feel
always
like
soggy.
it's so easy.
You should be able to
like
get that
they're,
right.
They're so bland. I feel like I don't know. Maybe
I
they
think
just
they
assume
have
that you're
them
gonna
all-
dump
no.
ketchup on it or whatever. I don't really like ketchup. But
No, I
They
think they just
undersalt
make
it.
them in
Fries.
bulk
But
and
not
they
even
just sit
not
around.
for, okay. So the salt thing,
That's
right?
what it
At
is.
least you could salt it, but undercooked French fries. There's no reason for
yeah,
that.
and they're so
Speed.
like they're so what do you
Speed,
say?
it's a diner with 200 people.
Yeah.
Like, get them out.
Get 'em
I'm
out.
assuming.
I
don't
guess,
know.
but it's
Yeah.
just
That's what I
wrong.
got.
Man.
No, it'd just be my
I
guess.
feel like
it doesn't
they're
make it
not-
You gotta
okay.
double fry
Because
your
I know they're not
fries,
making
man.
them right, like, and they're not cutting potato, like whatever. They're but at a certain point, like to me, right, McDonald's they could put out as many fries as they want.
And they're always
they're
good.
so
They're
good.
They're good.
And so
Magic,
I feel like
magic fries.
I feel like a diner.
There's a whole story about where those potatoes come from.
Yeah.
And all of that.
Well, they make all their own. McDonald's makes
All the
like
theory.
a third
They
of all
do.
the world's potatoes.
And what they cook them in too. There's a thing about that too.
But I
Conspiracy
just feel like
theories.
fries
Like
shouldn't be that
like a
hard.
beef thing.
It's like some weird
beef tallow.
In other words,
But is there a place, because you're a big hamburger guy, obviously.
I'm
Is there a
trying to
place
think.
you've been to that
I was
you
trying to
didn't
think of
really-
that before I went to the fries. I was trying to think of a burger that I had that's bad. I mean,
Johnny Bad Mexican experience while Matt's thinking?
No, as you know, I have a very unique palate.
expectation of food.
No, yes, that too. But I don't have many things I order from any menu. So I usually have there's one Mexican thing I eat. That's it. You know, but like maybe two. I usually eat the
Fajitas?
fajitas, very good.
those are good.
Or if I'm really feeling
Chicken-
like I want to go
chicken fajitas.
chicken fajitas, or if I really want to go deep down like something, I'll get the chimichanga.
Mhm.
You know,
Ooh,
so
wow.
Deep,
yeah,
that's deep.
yeah, that's deep.
Chimichanga's deep.
deep. So like, I don't really have
Johnny's
experience with
Johnny's
bad.
also into Mexican for the margaritas. He's,
Oh,
Hey,
and the
that's-
the
there's nothing wrong
jalapeno
with that.
margaritas.
There ain't nothing
all
wrong with
in
that.
all day. But I will say, in general, things I get angry with and food I guess it's a fusion, but a really weird way to go back to fusion. I despise vegetables in anything that's cooked. I don't even like vegetables to
And
begin
anything
with.
that's cooked?
Like I don't like it in anything.
Oh,
Like,
in
but that's
like
not-
cook it. I don't like Chinese
but
food,
that's
right?
not the vegetable's fault.
No, I know.
You can't be
no,
angry.
I'm just saying, but I'm angry about.
Should taste
no,
better.
He's
but-
angry about vegetables.
No, but
and
I'll get
food.
it. Like there's certain things like I'll get a chicken and curry, right? But for some reason they decide the chicken and curry should have 100 carrots and millions of peas. I don't want that stuff. Take it out. Put it away. Like if I order chicken and broccoli, I know there's broccoli in it. No surprise, right? But all these other
point. Good point.
stop putting all these vegetables in the damn
the
thing
food
because
that
I don't
doesn't belong there.
I don't like it. I hate
You know
I
what? That's
such a
despise.
hard-
you know
that's
what'll
just part
help
of the
you with
dish.
that? You
No.
know what'll
What
help you with that? Honestly,
What is the
What?
sauce?
Well,
The Mexican restaurant we went to. Was it? It was a dip that they had that you loved. It's like a margarita dip on.
I don't know.
We went to the Mexican restaurant over there. We sat in the.
I
yard.
remember what you're talking about. I don't remember a
I
margarita.
was just
dip.
trying to think. It was a dip. It was.
I'll
like a
try to
special
remember
dip.
it.
I can't
Well,
remember.
to
Sorry
solve
about
your
that.
vegetable problem, eat different kinds of meat. Because like a lot of beef, that's the vegetables are a lot less. Like chicken, they throw in a lot of vegetables.
So you want me to
If you-
change my whole eating habit to get away from vegetables?
How do
if you
only eat
hate
chicken?
vegetables that
Huh?
much,
How
right?
do you
Like 'cause when
only
you
eat
order
chicken?
beef, right?
Funny,
it
a
doesn't-
funny story
Yeah.
about Johnny. So by now you guys know Johnny doesn't eat anything but chicken, right?
Well, he eats other things, but no other meat.
but he makes.
It doesn't sound like vegetables
But
either.
some-
I
Somehow-
hate vegetables,
somehow he
and I'm
makes
not a big fan of fruit. I'm not a big fan of fruit.
Insects it is.
Somehow
Yeah.
he makes great ribs,
I do.
but he won't eat them himself.
I do.
We
I do
went up
make-
to visit him and he made great ribs. I'm
do.
like, how'd you know these were going to be good? He's like, I didn't.
Didn't.
He's like, I didn't know.
I just took a
he
chance.
wouldn't even taste
I
them.
just
like,
took a chance.
it's terrible.
Lee says it too. She's like, at least like take the sauce off that you're putting on and try that. I'm like, no, I can't do that either now. Like, yeah.
I'm on a mission to get him to taste a White Castle burger because he loves the smell of them.
It's one of my favorite smells.
It's like he would have an air freshener in
are
his
good.
car if he could.
I told
I love
I would. I told you if I ever had
It's
to
coming,
go,
man. It's
if I ever had to decide to eat, that would be my
Such
White
an
Castle.
easy food
for-
to eat too.
And-
I love them, but
Yeah.
it's pretty much half digested already.
yeah.
Like that's kind of
Yeah.
the way. I think that's what it's going for.
And it's like
On my
Very
death,
easy.
on my deathbed, if I know I'm
White
dying,
Castle will
I'm
never
going in
sponsor
on
us.
some food. Some food that I've never eaten. On my deathbed, I know I'm dying. I'm going for certain food. White Castle is the top of the
It's
list.
good. I love
and
White Castle.
White Castle ribs would be next because again, ribs that smell is like, oh my god,
Imagine-
Weird.
like
From like
yeah,
a real
Like,
barbecue
he
place.
walks
those
into
are the two things
on
I'm
Trent,
all
just
in
will
on.
not have it.
All in on.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
interesting, man.
Armageddon Day, he's heading right to White
That's so
Castle.
wild.
Nothing else matters.
I am.
That's so
Nothing
weird.
else matters.
Leave the wife and the kids behind. Go
still
right to
waiting-
White
I'm still waiting
Castle.
to hear Matt's
Ugh,
hamburger
cut that.
story.
I'm trying to think of
No.
that. I mean,
Matt never had a bad hamburger.
I guess I have a very low bar for hamburger because it's such an easy food. I have such a low bar for it. But I will say there are to rag on diners, and I like diners. I keep
I love
talking bad
diners.
about them.
Cheesesteak
but
from a
to rag
diner?
on diners again. I feel like
Really?
they
Well,
often
diners offer great food.
make
I only
a,
get chicken
greasy
fingers.
Food.
critical
Get
mistake.
Greasy food from
Chicken
diners.
fingers. That's all I ever get.
The soggy
There-
bun.
well, yeah. No, but there's a critical mistake in burger making. A lot of people do this. You're not supposed to push down on the burger. Right?
No, you get rid of the
Squeeze it out.
juices.
Squeeze all
Right.
the juice out.
Unless
Yeah.
you want a smash burger.
A lot of, but even still, those have a lot of.
Well, the
But they're-
ratio,
but they're pushed down on.
Right, but
but the ratio of the fat
made
to
a
meat,
different
so
way,
it
right?
has more
The-
juice in it.
So a lot of I
know
feel
a lot,
like
don't I?
diners
Wow.
and
Forgot it don't eat meat.
I should be
maybe
a chef.
it goes to a speed.
Not
Maybe it
fusion.
is a speed thing again. But a lot of places they'll put and then you get like this thin burger, and then you're like basically just eating bread. And there's like a little bit of like
I
burger.
love a good smash burger.
I, would-
No,
I,
I
lo-
don't-
no
I don't-
smash
like-
burger's my
You
favorite.
know
kind
what
of
I hate
burger.
about
Don't get me
diners,
wrong.
though?
Smash burger's my favorite kind of burger, but it's not
They
a
just-
smash burger. They just push the.
Get
The
all the
problem with
juice out.
diners to me is almost everything they have is already frozen. Once you froze something, you've taken the freshness
Taken-
out.
yep.
It does not
Does
taste
not
right.
taste the
Does not taste, and that's the problem with diners.
But
Everything's
even
frozen.
still, I've
Yeah, but I
made
love
frozen
steakums.
burgers.
You love
I
steak?
I
Like,
like steak.
really?
I love steakums, so I got a
I haven't had a
cheesesteak.
steak in like.
Yeah, but it's
15,
probably.
20 years.
I'm sure it's steakums
Those
that
are
they're
those,
using. to
those are
use
those little leaves
thin-
of
I like
meat
steak.
that,
Yeah.
that
yeah.
like
Steakums
cook in
are
20 seconds.
Surprisingly
Yep.
good, yeah. You
But
throw
they're
a piece of
good.
cheese
They're
on
pretty
it.
good.
By the time the cheese
Wait,
melts,
what do you
it's
have?
done.
You have bread, steak. What's your condiment of choice
Whiz.
with it?
Cheese whiz.
Cheese whiz.
Yeah, on a cheesesteak. If I'm having like a cheese,
Really?
cheese whiz, way
Yeah.
to go.
Really?
Uh-huh. I'm not melted American cheese.
No.
Ah.
No.
Cheese
I
whiz.
like
Cheese
I
whiz.
like
Interesting.
melted American cheese on steakums.
Well, I forgot
That's
how
it.
much your family loves your Philly cheesesteaks.
Philly cheesesteaks.
They're the best.
the best.
One of the best foods. One of the best
Yeah.
individual food
All,
items.
all I remember is the time with
Truly.
me and Matt, and we're up there, and we had to get a Philly cheesesteak, and the sweetest kid in the world, like he's like, I gotta get one for everybody in my family, and he ordered like 10 of them. I'm like, he's like, and he literally went to everybody to bring them that day too. I was like,
Yeah.
10 o'clock
don't
at night. I'm
even
like,
get- I
No,
don't
it
even
was
get a
it was my
cheesesteak.
immediate family.
No,
And-
no, you brought
and
one for-
older cousin. Yeah.
you got one for
One
Christopher.
older
Family,
cousin.
as far as I know, is 4.
Yeah.
So where's the 10 sandwiches?
No. I had one
He
for
had six.
myself, one
No,
for
I
myself,
guess you
3
got-
more for my immediate family.
I think you
and
got
then
2 for Chris
one-
too,
no,
or
I
you got 2
one
for yourself.
Chris,
Yeah, I was like,
I got
damn.
one for
Well,
Chris.
I know what the angry person, the angry team member round is going to be.
I think me and my dad both got one now.
Well,
Listen,
it has to happen between this
you and
week and
Johnny,
last
it's an hour and a half to Philly. Go down, get cheesesteaks.
There you go.
Back,
Sure, we
in
did.
time for the game.
The truth
Yeah.
is, my
Right?
cousin.
That is. Wait, I thought you
Yeah.
got it for everybody. Do you not?
Yeah.
That's kind of messed up.
For them,
didn't?
No.
Knowing
I
that
didn't get one.
that you guys all
It
do
was
that
like
Philly
20 bucks
run
a
once a year.
sandwich.
I saw Matt elbowing you when you brought it up.
I was
It
wondering why.
It was like
I
20
thought he needed
it was
more
like 20
room.
bucks a- No.
Fine, I'm not mad about it.
Christopher one time went
I'm angry
went at
about
like
that. That's going on the list.
went like
There
3 in
you-
the morning. I have to tell you, I hate to say this because it's just gonna make you more angry at me, but it was really good, real good. Like the place, right? The place.
The
was
place is
real
off
good.
the hook.
Where did you
Yeah,
get it?
Yeah. What was it called?
I don't remember the name.
I can't remember the last place we
I
went.
want to say it was
cheesesteaks?
something simple like Joe's.
It
but I
was something
can't-
simple.
I
It
can't
was.
remember.
It
I
was-
want to say it was like
went
Joe's.
We went to a different
the
place.
big one in Philly.
Ours was
I
on.
asked
Ours
a
was on a
friend
corner.
about Well, there's Geno's.
It wasn't in
It
Philly.
wasn't.
Ours was in Philly.
Geno's
Oh,
and
was it Philly?
Pat's.
It
Ours
must
wasn't
have been
Philly.
It wasn't
right.
Geno's
It
or
must have been
Pat's?
right outside of like Kensington, because that's where we were working.
Yeah.
That's in England, isn't it?
No, but Kensington, Philadelphia.
Oh, there's a Philadelphia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where we were working in. So it had to be somewhere out there. I want to say it's called Joe's.
It was really, and their fries were amazing too.
So good.
The one we
I
went
had to
to.
ask, I asked one of my
yeah.
friends from the Philly area.
I have no idea.
and they sent us to one of
By
those.
the way, they had a chicken Philly.
I threw my phone somewhere, and I
gross.
don't know whether I'd look at
It's
it.
probably on the floor.
But yeah,
They had a chicken Philly. It was pretty good.
Nope, it's not a Philly cheesesteak.
But hey,
I don't
if
even think
ever
they
go,
should call it that.
if I ever go back,
Chicken
I'll keep you guys
Philly?
in mind.
So
Yeah.
there's a place
Nope.
in Philly
Call it a
that
different thing.
makes a,
Call it a chicken cheese sandwich or something.
They
I don't
make-
like how they use the name.
They make a
Okay.
cheesesteak
That bugs me.
wrapped in a pizza slice.
It's too much.
What?
Too much.
Too much.
Yeah, that's a
See, that's
fusion
the side
thing.
I would
of
eat it.
American cuisine
That's
I
a
don't
fusion
like.
you wouldn't
That's a
want.
weird
That's the side
fusion.
of
That
American
doesn't
cuisine
make
I
sense.
don't
That's
like.
clearly just this insane combination. That's like it's not because cheesesteak and pizza taste good together.
I don't think that.
It's just because it's like whoa, cheesesteak wrapped in a pizza. It's like
Yeah.
when they do
Burgers on donuts.
no the taco. You ever seen like a taco pizza where
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a whole
Oh, yeah,
full size pizza, but
Yeah.
every slice or whatever is a
Is a
taco.
taco.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's not necessary.
Yeah.
Just give me 12 tacos.
Yeah.
You know, like it doesn't. What's the pizza shape add to it? It's just like a dumb, almost marketing thing. I think.
Yeah.
Or something.
Some
I
get
don't know
really
what you
dumb
would-
with it too. Like you said, they'll call the pizza a Mexican pizza, whatever.
Right.
And there's really no pizza to it.
No,
it's
it's
a
a
shape,
circle.
a shape of it, and they're
It's just a
selling it. It's like
circle.
that.
It's
no,
more like a taco
no, you lied.
circle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, like a party
Oh,
pack
yeah.
that they just shape on.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It's
They
just
don't-
not-
yeah.
You know what
A
does
Mexican
make me angry
pizza.
sometimes about pizzerias, believe it or not, and I know it's crazy.
What?
The too many choices.
Oh, I hate that.
Really?
You know, it used to
No,
be
I
like
do.
it
I
was
don't
so
like it.
simple for us in the day. It was the
There was
regular slice, the
A square and a
pepperoni.
round.
Square.
Square and a round. That's
No
it.
That's
pepperoni.
it.
even?
No, you
No,
could.
no, you could get pepperoni.
But they do
It was
do
like
it on the
4
fly.
toppings,
But they would
right?
do it on
They
the
would
fly. Can I get a pepperoni? They take out the little
put it-
pepperoni out and they put it
It
on.
was pepperoni,
You didn't see 'em.
mushrooms, and anchovies, basically.
And the rare people, pineapple.
No,
I'd fight
not
on
back-
this
Not
one,
when
though.
we were kids. There was no.
I'd fight on this one. I like the different.
I like.
Really?
I think there's a level.
Just
It
sometimes you
becomes
just
too
wanna have
much.
a regular
It's too
slice,
much.
man.
I understand that, but like I go to a place around here that has probably at least a dozen, but I have like 3 or 4 different ones that I cycle through.
But
and
yeah,
it's nice
okay.
to have
So
that I
I-
don't always just
I
get
like.
regular
I like
slice.
3 different.
I see
kinds of
both
pizza.
sides of this. I hate going to overwhelming. Again, I only
It's
get
definitely
one.
too much.
I get one car.
sometimes.
When I lose my like, I'm like, there's a salad pizza, and then like there's
Right.
some weird ones
Doesn't
that
even
shouldn't
make
even be
Caesar
pizza.
salad.
Like,
It's a big
and those
one.
are the healthy freaks. Like, oh, I want to be healthy. I'm gonna get a salad pizza. Hello,
And they
it's
don't
still
even
a
really
pizza.
see.
That's like the people that get a
It's not
salad.
being
The
pizza.
topping
They get a
thing for
salad
me-
at McDonald's with like the fried chicken on top, and it's still 700. Like the
Yeah.
hamburger
It's
was
still-
less calories
right,
than the
that-
salad
that-
was.
I know.
The topping thing for me, like going to the salad, is I think I think I've only had one like once or twice, but from seeing them, I think they like don't really have like the cheese on it. It's like
Oh, those are
Yeah,
stupid
sometimes they
too.
don't.
Right?
Yeah, no cheese.
Yeah.
I feel like, and if order for it to be a pizza topping
Has to
that
have
I'll accept,
cheese. It
it's
has
gotta
to
be a
have
pizza
cheese.
and it's a topping. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You're
Like
not
a
like
cheese
making the
base.
pizza
Yeah.
differently.
A pizza,
like,
and
it's
then
a
add
pizza,
something
and then
on
you
it.
put something on top.
What
of
about
it.
the ones that are reversed? They don't not reversed. They use regatta cheese, just regatta, right? There's that one too,
I kinda
right?
like
that
those,
one's
though.
weird.
That one's
If you
pretty
go,
good.
Right.
there's a place.
All
in Brooklyn-
I
regatta?
kind of like it.
I guess I
I've
can-
had
It's a white slice.
No,
you're-
white
it's not
slice
just
is a
that.
mozzarella with regatta on it. Those are okay, but I've seen
I don't
ones
know
with
if I've
just
had just
regatta.
that then.
Those are weird.
If
I don't know,
you-
I've had
I
like
mean,
the white
listen,
slice. It's
I'm
like
not
2 or
against
3.
a
Yeah.
It's like
specialty
mozzarella
slice.
with
Right,
the
right.
regatta
Right.
on top.
Sometimes I just think that whole thing went overboard somewhere, right? Where they throw anything on a pizza.
Yeah,
now
I
and
think
then,
it's
and
Yeah,
gone
yeah.
over. I think
Yeah.
places have definitely gone over.
because there's some specialty places that I go to that just have, you know, like, I can mention names, right?
if you like it.
I just wouldn't
You
mention.
don't
I
have to
wouldn't want to
think
talk bad about it.
Yeah,
No,
I
no,
feel
no,
that's
no,
something
no.
not
good
that we
about
have
it.
a lot of people who are going to be.
Corrado's,
Today.
Right, yeah.
Corrado's,
Oh yeah.
Corrado's Sicilian slice is incredible. It's an old school slice
Uh-huh.
of country butter. And then Luigi's in Brooklyn, which we went to.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
really
all
good.
he makes, really, I mean,
Luigi's is good.
generally speaking, is just regular pizza and very little else. A couple of calzones, you know.
Yeah.
But it's phenomenal pizza.
But that's I
Right.
feel like when
And he
you
doesn't
want to
do
be
anything else, but
good,
he's successful
To
for
add
all
to
I
the
feel
last
like just
years.
make a handful of things and you're going to make them good. Some people just try to have an excessive menu
I feel
and they
like-
fail.
And they fail.
If you have all of those options, because I do like, and I like some of the complicated ones. Like I like chicken bacon ranch slices of pizza. I feel like those are pretty good.
Chicken what?
Chicken bacon
Chicken
ranch.
bacon ranch.
Never.
It's like a common flavor mixture,
Really?
Yeah.
and they just put it on
and
pizza.
they put it on pizza, and it's good.
It's like chicken. It's a sandwich.
It's
Right,
good.
It started as a sandwich, the chicken bacon ranch.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like in
Oh, that's
order-
the other thing. Sorry.
Finish his thought,
Wait,
man.
it
Hold on.
popped
Hold that
up.
thought. I'll write it down for you.
Bacon would be on my list of 3 things I'd eat when I die. Sorry.
We'll get you a
Go.
bacon.
That's crazy.
We'll get you a White Castle bacon
think-
cheeseburger.
Love it.
I think if you're gonna make those kinds of slices, make sure your regular slice.
Is
I feel like
perfect.
because
Oh,
I
yeah,
feel like
yeah.
if I
Don't
feel like
move
I
on.
don't mind them having all the options. Like it's not like I walk into the pizzeria, I get distracted by all the pizzas and the thing. You know, if I want a regular slice, I know I want it. But like, don't make like a chicken bacon ranch slice, a penny vodka slice, like something like that.
If your regular
if your
slice
regular
doesn't
slice
hold
isn't
up
even
to
good,
snuff.
like
I get that.
That's a good point.
I fe-
That's a really good
that
point.
sounds fair to me.
yeah.
Like as a
Like
compromise,
if you make
because I don't
good
mind all
pizza-
the.
If you make good pizza, throw whatever you want on it. I don't care. But like make
it's
good
like-
pizza first.
I haven't had like a regular calzone in years, right? I mean, I have, but not only because it was not forced on me, but it was there. But the point I'm saying, I haven't walked into a pizzeria and got a calzone
Yeah.
on my own in years because there's so many choices there,
Right.
Right, that you don't go back to the basics, you know. And like I said, like for my basic pizza now, I hit a couple of places that I like their regular slice
Yeah.
because the other slice is just it's good,
Yeah.
but these slices are exceptional.
I just feel like if we don't allow the choices, then we never got the buffalo chicken slice. and that would have been.
It's
That one's
fair.
If that never existed, I love.
Tragic.
No,
you know what I
listen,
mean?
I like
Just
the
for that
buffalo
alone,
chicken
I'll have
slice.
to. You have to
Buffalo
accept
chicken.
the
Buffalo
other
pizza.
variants.
Buffalo
You're
chicken
right.
pizza
In my
is
mind,
good.
you have to
Chicken slice is
accept it.
good.
Buffalo
That's
chicken.
really
And
good.
so is the
Those are the
bacon
best.
ranch slice. I've
No,
had
there's
that
a lot of
too.
good.
That's a
I
whole
like
meal,
that.
though.
I
I
like
like
the
some
chicken
of them.
bacon
I've
ranch.
had a
Yeah.
lot of them. It's
Whole
just-
meal.
Maybe it's because you go in there like sometimes hungry and you don't know which one to pick.
Yeah.
Whereas you used to go to a pizzeria, you knew
It
you were
was
getting
3
right?
things.
Yeah, yeah.
A slice,
slice,
and a
please.
soda.
A slice.
A slice and a soda.
I just look at the fountain sodas. Not every time.
fountain
but
sodas are good.
They're the best. They're
You
the
know,
best.
You can't beat a McDonald's Coca-Cola.
McDonald's, Coca-Cola.
I don't know
And
why.
you know what? City
I do know
Field.
why, I read up
City
on it.
Field makes really good. I don't know what it is. I guess
They-
it's the
no,
same
they're
thing
more
as McDonald's.
syrup,
The
right?
Is there a
It's a
syrup?
syrup.
There's a different
It's a
McDonald's. There's
syrup.
like it's a different syrup.
Yeah,
I don't know if
McDonald's.
it's
Coca-Cola,
the
I thought-
syrup or the mix that they use.
Apparently
I thought
McDonald's-
Coca-Cola has like a McDonald's.
Oh, really? I thought they
No.
all have the same syrup. It's the. I guess I thought it was more how they water it down.
Apparently,
Really?
McDonald's adds more syrup because they know the ice will melt, and so to stop it from being watered down, they add a lot of syrup to begin with. So when you first get in, the ice hasn't melted yet. It's really, really like
So it's like a
McDonald's.
different mixture.
yeah.
McDonald's is like all science. It's
You know,
crazy.
that kind. Funny enough, I was at Taco Bell like 2 nights ago,
Yeah.
and I was getting.
Are we going there after the show?
I might now. I might have to. Once I talk about it, it's on my mind
I'm
until
in.
I get it. It'll be a week, but I'll be like, I want it every night until then.
Nice.
I have to act like I don't,
Yeah.
a week, but whatever. No, so I was at Taco Bell. I was getting like cherry Pepsi,
Yeah.
and it was broken, but it was just given the syrup.
Ooh.
Like no,
Wow.
you know how
That's like hitting a
it
gold
sprays it
mine.
out together.
Yeah.
But the soda stopped, but it was still giving the syrup.
You could have took a cup of syrup and
I sh-
made
I-
I was gonna say.
17 sodas. from it.
I should have, because what I did was it poured a bit out and then it was just
I
syrup.
would have
and I
bought 2 more
stopped
Bob
immediately.
glasses to
And then I
get.
was like, wait a second.
You should have poured the whole thing.
I was like, I can get more syrup for less.
Yeah.
So I just
mix it
I
with
just
seltzer
poured a
and then-
bunch of syrup and then I just added normal Pepsi because the normal Pepsi
Oh,
ran right, and I was
yeah.
like, the flavor's about the same, just with the added. I have like there's a bunch of cherry. There was like this much
Yeah.
Oh, did
cherry.
you love it?
Oh, it was the best. It was like the best soda I'd had in so
What's Taco Bell?
long.
I'm gonna go.
Because I just put
You know
in
what? I
like
hope they didn't
this
fix it
much
yet.
of just the syrup.
You know what I think
Probably not healthy, but
might
it
make
was
me
good.
angry about sodas. It might, but I can't really back it up yet.
Okay.
But I think that's probably the biggest overcharge of places, right?
Is the soda?
I think the soda's got to be the biggest overcharge.
McDonald's
Like $3.
It's like a dollar.
had
Oh,
the best
No, like
thing
it's like $1.50.
for years.
For a large?
For,
No,
for
Taco Bell?
so long.
For
I don't
large,
know,
I thought they
it was
were like.
$1.50.
McDonald's-
Maybe
You would
medium.
know.
McDonald's for years, and up until like the end of last year, had $1 any size drink with the dollar menu.
Right.
Oh, amazing! When I would I would
pretty
get
good.
home from school,
No, that's good. That
when I
means-
got
Well, it's
off
gone
the
now.
train,
It's still an overcharge because it's probably only
yeah.
pennies.
Well, it's
Yeah,
pretty
pennies
cheap.
to me.
It's pretty
Yeah.
cheap. I think it's like
It's
$1.99
the
now
aerated,
for
it's
a
the
large.
aerated water
and the
and,
wa-
and this much syrup.
Yeah,
It's
I think
gotta
it's
be-
Yeah.
like $1.99 for
Well, you got the
large
cup.
now.
the
But
cup,
The cup
and
and the paper straw.
Paper straw, right?
the
It's a lot of money.
the dollar, man. I used to get off the train when I was in high school and get off, and there was a McDonald's right there, and I would just, I ran track and I would just be tired, and it was just $1 large drink.
So this is the what makes Matt happy show. The $1.
Yeah. Well, no,
No,
I'm
the
mad.
deals
I'm
have
angry
gone
now.
away.
It's gone. It's gone now. I'm angry.
Oh,
Now,
now
now I'm
you're
paying
angry.
$2
It's
for a large drink, but I know it's like $1 difference, but it makes so much sense.
Hey,
My
dollar
friend
adds up.
used to. He's like
It
big
does.
into Diet Coke, and he used to go through the drive-through and like his quarters from the from paying the meters and stuff. He would just pay with that. Because it's just $1. He's like, yeah, let me just get a large Diet Coke and it's 4 quarters.
I'm not
I
a
might-
big fast food guy, but I bet
I
you,
am.
I bet you I know something that makes you guys angry. Temporary things on the menu that you fall in love with.
Nacho fries are
And
those
they take
permanent
them off,
now?
and then they
I
take
heard
them
they
Take
were.
them off.
I
I
heard
don't-
they were permanent.
I
now.
do hate that.
I don't really
Nacho
have
fries
that
and
issue.
Taco
Fries
Bell?
might be. Certain things are.
I don't have that
So
issue, but I
annoying.
can understand it because it is. You see it pop up, and I hate when it says like for limited time only, and then it comes back next year
It's like
a
the
limited
best
time.
things.
Like, why do you keep doing a limited time only?
Right.
And obviously, people love it. Just leave it on the damn
Leave it on
menu.
the menu.
Leave it on the menu.
Because they want that rush.
They
I-
want. I think
But
that's
I
what
think
it is.
I think
I've
certain
never had
items-
it, but the McRib. Do you guys have you
no,
eaten that?
McRib I don't like.
You don't like that?
Love the McRib.
I figured
I
you
skipped
would.
class
Again,
one time to eat
you
one.
I
were the
figured you
only
would.
Go into that
person
I skipped
sandwich.
class
You
to
can't
eat
go
one.
into that sandwich. We'll talk about that after the show.
I graduated already. It doesn't matter.
You can
class?
still,
You
you can
can't-
still
I had
be
ordered
punished.
it, and the order got delayed, and I was like,
You can't go into the McRib sandwich thinking you're getting like a real rib.
no,
That's
of
the
course
thing,
not.
right?
It's a McRib. It's a
long-
thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, right.
I've always
I
said
don't
this
like
with
it.
Taco Bell personally. This is, I think, a just general fast food thing, or even you can look at it in a lot of ways. But I don't go to Taco Bell expecting Mexican food.
Right.
Right.
I go to Taco Bell for
Expecting
Taco Bell.
For Taco
yeah.
Bell.
Well,
I
Taco
don't go
Bell.
back
if,
to my
if I'm like I
Olive
want a
Garden,
good
you know,
burger.
like-
Yeah,
I don't go
right.
to McDonald's.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I love
Right,
McDonald's burgers,
Right.
but
Right.
because it became
It's a McDonald's burger.
became its own food group at some
Right.
point.
Right.
Yes.
That it's
Yeah.
McDonald's or it's
Because they make
fast
it
food altogether.
McDonald's
100%.
especially they're pretty
But-
consistent, so they make it the same
Yeah,
way
like I love a Big
everywhere.
Mac.
and it's-
one thing that I am now, well, I mean, I've always been angry about it, I guess I just hadn't thought of it, that you mentioned that prices have gone up in general. But specifically with McDonald's, when I was in high school, we used to have to review film every Monday after football games. And me and one of my buddies would get, it was like a family pack. It had a name, I can't remember, but it was 2 Big Macs. I think it was either
large
2
fries.
10s, 2 large fries. It was either 2 10 pieces or even 2 20 pieces nuggets.
Yeah.
And 2 large drinks.
I think it was 20
for like
nuggets.
$25.
That's a great deal.
And I never realized. I mean, we thought it was we did it at the time because it was a good deal. And I think he didn't eat. He would just have all the nuggets. I would take both Big Macs.
Oh,
and everything else was split. But it was
Who was
it was
that?
made for 2 people.
Yeah.
Cheap.
We used to split, and it was a deal, so we knew it was cheaper than buying our own separate meals. But the approximate cost now would be insane. I mean, that would legitimately be $65.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you tried to get it all separately from
everything-
McDonald's,
everything
even
is
as
up.
meals, if you got 2 Big Mac meals and
Yeah.
2, well, you get the fries, and then you just get 2 separate 20-piece nuggets.
We
or
can
whatever.
do an inflation episode.
Oh,
absolutely.
Someone,
I know what we used to go to White Castle religiously every Friday.
Friday.
Really?
Chris would
For a
come
while.
over.
Well, Chris
Wow.
used to come
My
over.
nephew would
That's awesome.
come over, and Brian too.
Brian,
right?
Matt,
And we
yeah.
would go every Friday, and it was 4 of us, and it was cheap. Now you go, and it's like,
One of you is
oh, it's
expensive.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like $40.
It's
You
like
go
a
to
meal.
White
It's
Castle,
like you're eating a real
I think
meal.
it's
Yeah,
I'm like,
fast
and
food
it's
used to be
$40,
like
man.
a cheap meal
And it
for
should
to
be.
feed families on a fly. Now you can go and sit down for a nicer meal for the same amount of money.
yeah,
I-
pretty
I
much.
saw someone-
Sometimes.
That's wild.
I saw someone make a video, and I think he's like 100% right. Is he said McDonald's keeps raising their prices, and he's like, they think that we're going there for the food. Like, nobody goes to McDonald's for the food. You go because it's cheap. Like, you go because it's
That's
just an
why-
easy,
Like it will.
quick thing to
People
get.
will stop.
gonna
Like,
start around
nobody goes to
eventually.
McDonald's
Well,
because we
also
love
convenient- and
McDonald's so
convenience.
much. We go because
convenience.
it's just easy to go
There-
to.
there is
like
an-
it. I do
there is
like
an
it.
addiction
I do
to
like
it.
it.
There
I
is
do
some-
like
there
fast
is
food.
some little level of addiction.
Oh
to
yeah,
it.
there's
I
some
like-
people that love it.
I
Matt,
like McDonald's. I do like McDonald's, but not for $25.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
No,
pay
I'm not
$20
eating
for a cheeseburger from
McDonald's.
Yeah, I
McDonald's.
know.
I would just go to a restaurant,
Yeah.
get
No,
good
well,
food,
it's-
or at least Five Guys, which like
Yeah,
is,
you get a bit more
is
food.
expensive,
It's
but
expensive,
and
you're getting an actual
like-
burger.
McDonald's
What would,
is
like-
gonna hit the
Look at
Five
that
Guys
bad
price.
quality
If you went to
Yes.
Five Guys and got 2 hamburgers, what would that cost?
$40.
$40.
Wow.
It's almost
Legit, it's like
$20.
$20
Yeah, it's
for a
almost
burger.
$20.
Is
If
that,
you want a
is that
double.
with the French fries?
with fries,
With fries.
I'd say.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the meal is
Yeah, the meal.
it's like over $20. It's
Well, you
like
get free
$22,
peanuts
I
there,
think.
right?
You do.
Yeah.
You get free
Yeah, I mean they just have them out.
You
Yeah.
get
wanna
free
go there and
peanuts
just
if
eat
you
peanuts?
go.
I'll take $25 of
Wanted that.
peanuts then.
Yeah.
Anything else that makes us angry about food?
I mean, probably overall. I
Yeah,
do have.
I didn't realize how
I wanna
angry
ask-
food can make people.
Well, hey, it's
There's
a
a lot of little nicks
food
and
is a
knacks
comfort
about
thing,
food,
and you mess with comfort, you're gonna get angry about
That's
it.
true.
You know?
I do have one question just because it was briefly mentioned before, before we were talking, not on the podcast, when we were talking, and I just wonder what you guys think about it. So my roommate, he doesn't enjoy food. He says he would, if he could, have a milkshake or some sort of shake, whatever, in the morning.
Yeah.
That's just all the protein for the day. He's like, if I could blend all my food and just drink it,
What was the?
he would never eat. I'm wondering if
Right.
I think that's insane.
I
not only do I enjoy
Willy
food,
Wonka. Willy Wonka. The
Oh,
Yeah,
the-
like
little
cat-
pill that had the whole
that
meal.
tastes like a
That-
Thanksgiving
that's what,
meal.
that's what he
Thanksgiving
wants.
meal,
yeah, but he
So-
wants the protein. He doesn't want to eat ever.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like, I
yeah.
just don't
No, it had
enjoy.
everything in it.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not 100% on with him, but I can relate. I don't really love eating. I don't usually wake up and eat breakfast. I'm like, I'm not really hungry. Lunch, I wouldn't care. Around dinner, I'm hungry, I'll eat. But I'm not that kind of person like, oh, I want food, I gotta eat. The same thing, if I got my nutrients for something else and I felt satisfied. I think that's the thing
Yeah,
about
no,
being
it-
satisfied.
Let's imagine this
Like,
thing
yeah.
also. You're not hungry.
Right,
or
right.
you're
Then I
just-
wouldn't
you're
care.
satiated
It gives you
for
what
the
you
day.
need.
There's very few things that I eat that I'm like, oh, I gotta get this. Like, I really need this today. Oh, I want to eat. Food doesn't do it
That's
for
so
me.
interesting.
Food doesn't do it for
I
me.
would do that. I would take it because if I want it, because like
But are you doing
gen-
it to save time?
Generally, I forget to eat like a lot.
But that's
a lot of
different.
day. Like breakfast, I usually skip anyway. But then like
Look at him.
when I'm at
No kidding.
when I'm at school, when I'm at school
withering
or
away.
whatever.
Your hair's growing great, though. So keep it up, whatever you're doing.
Well, I forget. I'm in school, whatever. But there are certain times in which I want to eat. Certain times I want to go out to dinner. Certain times I want to. Sometimes I just really
I
do
go out
want
to dinner for the
McDonald's.
drinking.
You know what I mean? Well, I can't
There you
drink,
go.
but
I
certain
will
times
say.
I just do want McDonald's. But
Yeah.
if I can do that, so that most days when it's like a regular, work or school day or whatever, and I'm just going to, and I know I could be satiated for the day, that's good.
Wow.
And then I just
I
wouldn't.
don't-
take
I
it.
wouldn't hate
And
the
then if I
option.
wanted to-
I wouldn't
that's what I'm
hate the
saying.
option.
the
I would-
option.
But there is some times
Before
you
you-
want to sit down and have a meal.
No, for sure,
and,
for
and
sure.
enjoy that
But I would
meal.
take it, and then on those days I just wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I would,
right, if you
most
had the
days I
dinner.
would have it, and then
No
Be-
milkshake. or
Before
or
Mike and
protein
other
shake.
Mike speak, I'm going to say this because it's directly to you guys. If I had what you have with your family, those sit down meals, those like, they're beautiful. Like the moment, the enjoyment, the being as a family and friends.
It's a thing, man. It brings people together.
Maybe it would be different, but I've never had that. And to me, eating's just like, but you guys
Thing
have a
you do.
whole different relationship with food than I do. So do you enjoy eating by yourself? Like
Oh yeah.
you do.
Yeah, why not? If it's a good,
I-
So okay,
meal.
so you enjoy,
That's
then you
I-
do
I-
enjoy
have the
eating.
time to cook something really nice, you know,
Really?
then sit
And you
back
enjoy cooking too.
in the
I hate it.
summer when if nobody's home, and then I'll let you finish up your point. You know, I'll make myself a nice, you know, fresh thing, spaghetti, fresh tomatoes. Go sit out in the yard, have a glass of wine,
Wow.
smoke a cigar after. It's a whole experience.
But I was gonna say, you
That's
make it a nice
take
experience.
What I was
yourself
gonna
that whole
say is-
dinner.
Mine's a
Yes.
microwave.
I think
So-
there's part of it for my reasoning for not wanting the pill or milkshake or whatever.
Willy Wonka
And is
pill.
I like the idea of it on a day, you know, some Monday. I'm like, I don't feel like cooking today.
Right.
I'm not gonna have breakfast anyway. I'm gonna be in the office for lunch. I'll just have the
Or when you're
the
traveling.
milkshake or the pill. Yeah, traveling. Like I definitely understand the use of it, but as far as making it like my primary way of eating, I wouldn't, because I think I like the ritual behind sort of like in any regard the whole process, right? Like whether it's at work, it's a lunch break, right?
Right.
So I mean that's one thing because I want to take some time away from work in the middle of the day. It's tied in with food. It doesn't necessarily have to be. I can just
Right.
go outside for 40 minutes or a half hour, however, but whatever it is. But like at home, even if I'm alone, it's nice sometimes. I was actually I in between Christmas and New Year's, I had a week. But the house was empty. My roommate was gone and my girlfriend was gone. And one of the days I just made took my time, made it just a steak, like not crazy. It wasn't this whole cooking process.
Right.
But it was nice. But for that time I was just listening to music. I didn't have
you were
the TV
relaxed.
on.
You weren't
I was-
rushing
it was
to
like
feed
just me. I wasn't
somebody,
rushing.
Like
nobody
was
but
out there starving, waiting for your food, right?
I wasn't rushing. I also
Yeah.
couldn't be. I couldn't be early. I couldn't be late. I was just cooking for myself.
Right.
Right.
I go. I sit down. I put a movie on. And it's nice. So I like the ritual of
Cooking is
eating. Not even just the cooking.
What's the
I mean,
word?
cooking
What's the
too.
word I'm looking for?
Therapeutic.
Therapeutic. Yeah.
For me.
Yeah,
You know,
no, I
when
agree.
when I could do it
I agree.
Really?
It's nice to not have to worry
without
about.
somebody like bothering me. You know, I'm trying to get a meal on the table because we got to leave by 6 o'clock. Like, if
Yeah,
you're
but I know
rushing-
one thing about you. It's therapeutic because you don't do dishes. You're against that part.
I
of
do
it.
clean as I cook.
Well, I don't like
I do
dishes
clean
either.
as I cook.
What about the
best I
utensils? Because
can.
you don't like cleaning
I don't
those.
like doing
You don't
utensils.
clean
It's annoying.
utensils.
Utensils makes me angry.
Yeah, I
I
know.
get that. I get that.
I don't know why.
Yeah, but
I
even
feel the
even
same.
just on the
Silly.
eating end, there's a night I always feel like whenever I am eating. I mean, there's times obviously when you're on the run and you really aren't. You're in your car and you're are eating on the move kind of thing. But even when I'm at home, when I'm eating, even if it's a microwave meal, there's like a certain time period where I'm like, this is all I'm doing.
Right.
It's kind of like in my head. Might sound like a crazy similarity, but one of the reasons why I like sports is because for an hour, 2 hours a week, nothing else. Like while you're out playing.
Everything else
Nothing
is-
really matters
Right,
at all because there's not. How does it matter in the middle of a game? Some job or bill you have. It matters in life for sure, but you get
Right.
an hour where you don't have to
You
think
forget
about,
about
it.
it.
Right.
That's like food for. I'm like for the next 10 minutes, however long it takes me to eat this meal, this microwave chicken. You know what I mean? I just get to watch TV
That's
or
all you-
whatever
that's all you have
and
going
eat.
on. There are a lot of things in food, and I think just bad food or foods that they put together. I guess that's the consensus, right? Those are some
Things about food that make us angry
about
in
food.
general.
You know, sometimes I mean, for you guys, it's just the fact that some days you have to eat, right?
Very
Yeah.
true.
But
It does make us angry.
sense.
So you know what? I think we're gonna. I don't know. I took the first. I'm angry at another member of the team. So who wants to take the second one? Anybody have something from this week that might have angered?
Johnny's
Or is it
punctuation.
just me? That
No,
I
gets
feel like
angry?
Johnny's got to have something.
you-
I know I have.
I'm
He does. I spelled
I kept you up until.
I'm
3
a
o'clock
little
the
angry.
other
I'm a
night.
little angry at Matt here. He's my co-partner in anything technology, and he likes to think he's really good, and he is. But we ran into an issue of trying to set something up the other day, and multiple times he would make it seem like he figured it out. He's like,
I thought I did.
"Oh, see, right there.
Yeah,
Oh, I
can't
got
help
it.
I
Oh,
thought
I should have just did
figured
it
out.
this the first way. I figured it out. Hours into it, and I'm like falling asleep on like 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, Matt, what's going on? Like 4 hours, and
Yeah.
he could not figure it out, and he wouldn't just like admit to it.
Can I
Just like I
well,
can't
you
do
can't
it.
give up.
Can I just
like
ask
you
a
will never get
question?
done.
It was horrible.
What was Johnny's input?
Oh,
Johnny's
In the
input?
4 hours.
we had a lot of input. No, My input for
How
the
were you
last.
not mad at? I was mad, not mad about that.
I mean, Johnny comes out and announces that he's my co-partner in technology.
And then
Sounds
he
like
says, "I'm
Johnny
not doing
slept through the whole
anything."
No. The last 45 minutes, I was
No, listen,
dozing off
he was,
on him.
He was trying, but
We were both trying to figure stuff
Here's-
out. But Matt, the thing, Matt was, this is something he says he's done already.
it
right?
was. I had
Right.
done it before.
So he said I'd done it before. He kept talking the game like, oh, it's this, that. So I was there as support, and we were talking out. I did start falling asleep the last hour. You can't blame me, but it was getting really boring. But it was just annoying, and it was only annoying because he kept being like, "Oh, I got it, I got
Yeah,
it,"
well,
and he
okay.
didn't
And
get
then
it.
not.
Well, here's
Right.
my.
I get
That
here-
happens.
my-
And now we're 3 days past that, and he's like, "Tomorrow I'll tell you what to do, and
Yeah,
we'll get it up
I
tomorrow."
gotta figure it out.
And we
Well,
haven't done.
here's the
He's still
thing.
trying to figure it out.
Here's the thing.
So I'm
I've
angry.
said I actually
Wrap it up, Matt.
in
Let's
all
go.
fairness, I said this to Johnny before we even started because I was like, I've done this before. It seems pretty straightforward. But I said that as much as I love tech, things tend to go wrong for me for whatever reason. Like I'll follow like a documentation to the letter, and it will not work, and it annoys me. But like it's part of troubleshooting, and I enjoy it. Like it annoys me, but at the same time, that's the part about it I like is figuring it out. So I get excited. So like
Well,
Johnny's
figure it out
saying
then.
it, but like really, what I was doing to him was thinking out loud. Johnny's a good person in tech to think out loud to because he
Yeah.
hasn't done most of the stuff, but he understands most of the stuff. And so if I say it out loud, he can say like, "Oh, you know what? That adds up. That makes sense." And so I'll get excited because I think I figured it out, even if I'm wrong, because I'm just troubleshooting. I'm just trying to do it. So
I think technology.
and I'm gonna rephrase what Matt
technology that
said.
doesn't work is something we should talk about.
I'm going to rephrase what Matt said.
That is
I haven't done some of the stuff, like the newer stuff. Like I've never set up what we're
That's
doing.
what I'm saying. You've
But
never
I
done a lot
understand.
of this stuff,
I
and you
understand all the
understand it.
DNS
Yeah,
and SSTPs and all the
Right.
stuff we were talking about. So, because Mike over there gave a look like, "Ooh, like that was
thought
a
he was
dig."
yeah.
No, it
No,
wasn't
no,
a
no,
dig.
no, no. I'm saying he hasn't
We-
done like
Yeah.
the way
I
that we do
understand.
it because
I
processes
copy.
are so different.
Yeah, we
now.
have
He
two
hasn't
different
done
ways of
most it.
tech stuff.
But he understands it, and so it's
Yeah.
easy to say it out loud. Now I know not to because he gets annoyed at me apparently. but I know to say it out loud
have to
because
table that.
if it makes sense, he'll
No,
chime.
say it out loud. Just let's fix it.
That
at the
should
end
have
of it.
actually been Matt's.
It was 3 in the morning. I had
angry-
It sounds like it should have been Matt.
Should have been Matt's angry at Johnny thing. Whatever. Anyway, well, listen, another good episode. I think. I think
Yeah.
we beat the angry food, right?
Yeah.
Down to
Yeah.
and now like I said, a little bit of insight into each of us and our little idiosyncrasies with each other.
Yeah.
So, thanks for listening, and as always,
Stan.